Okay, guys, I'm back and recovered from my technical difficulties. Hopefully, we'll see. And let's get back to it. And again, we're doing 47 uh, easy, free, or cheap ways to generate leads online and offline. So let's get started again here. So this next part is going to be about other social media. We covered Facebook in the first video. We're going to be talking about other social media. I don't know why this guy has Facebook on him. We're done with Facebook already. Okay, so let's move on here. So more social media leads. Okay, so of course I try to give you a couple tips here up front. So I said please stick to like 2 or 3 platforms and just focus on them and master on them, because a lot of people try to spread themselves when they first start internet marketing. They just spread themselves really thin, and they're like, I'm going to be on Instagram and YouTube, and I'm going to be a Facebook master, and I'm going to be all over Periscope and Snapchat, and they just want to be on everything. And it's just really not necessary, guys. I mean, you have to think about just time-wise and just really decide where your time is best spent, because otherwise there's just not enough time in the day. So it's an ineffective way to do it, and it becomes a big chore. So I said also to choose platforms that you enjoy, and I thoroughly think that is what you should do, because otherwise, again, it becomes a big chore. I don't really care for Instagram myself. I guess I'm just not, I'm not photogenic. So I would never choose to market on Instagram. I have my own platforms that I prefer and that I know that my target market is going to be on. And you should do the same thing. So think about where your target market is likely to be, and then just pick 2, maximum 3 platforms that you're going to market on a consistent basis. And you can create profiles at the other ones. In fact, I really recommend that you do. I recommend that you claim your profile on most social media sites, and then fill it out all the way, because that's just free real estate. I mean, that's free money, baby. Just fill it out, link it back to wherever you really hang out, and just let people come from there. And then so think about which platform your target customer is likely to choose, fill out the profiles, and link them together. I already covered that, so let's move on. Moving on. Someday when it stops crunching. Here we go. Okay, so Twitter. Okay, so Twitter is a toughie. There's tons and tons of people on Twitter. People love Twitter. But it's hard to really close a deal on Twitter because you have limited space, and it's kind of tough to have like a conversation. You know what I mean? So space is limited. So basically you want to have like sound bites. You know what I mean? You want to have just like these perfect length sound bites. They're not really sound, but just text bites. So what you want to do with Twitter is to probably get them to your funnel. So you want to get them off of Twitter and into your funnel. So that's the goal. So one of the things you can do is you can use local hashtags to join local conversations, and that's really easy to do. If you go to the search bar at the top of Twitter and you type in your city, right? So Chicago, and if you look on the left, it'll show you which hashtags are trending in Chicago. And so you can join those conversations, and talk to local people, and you can follow them and they can follow you back. And then you can say, hey, check me out on Instagram. Not Instagram. Not Instagram, no. Check me out on Facebook or wherever you want to go, wherever you're trying to take them. So actually, the interesting thing is that images get more engagement than text on Twitter. And that's probably because there's just more text than images, and people, so you want to master that and then brand it up and link it up. So again, just make sure you fill out your whole profile. Do not be rocking the, standard Twitter cloud background, because you're going to look like a noob. So let's go on. Moving on to Pinterest. Okay, so Pinterest is great for targeting stay-at-home moms, and that's not a generalization. I'm not, exaggerating that. That's really true. It's great for targeting stay-at-home moms. It's just where they like to hang out, which is cool, among other places. So it's most effective. You'll get the most followers on Pinterest if you can create your own images. to share. So again, that would be go back to image creation. This is a cool place to do it and show off your work, and of course have watermarks, have them pin it and repin it onto their boards. The other thing that you can do that I don't have on this list, but you can create local boards. So you can have themed boards that are like, okay, so if I'm in Dallas, I have a Dallas board, and I can actually attach a map to it with Pinterest, which I don't know, a lot of people don't know that, but so that's a good way to get local people, interested in your Pinterest and following you and pinning your stuff. So, and then of course you're going to want to be able to link your images back to your funnel, right? So this is the easiest way to use Pinterest is actually if you have a website or a blog, and then you can use like a WordPress plugin to just link things to Pinterest and just post them automatically on Pinterest. That's a really easy way, but it's not necessary either. You can actually put in the link for your Facebook profile, your timeline and stuff like that too. So moving on. Oh, can you guys tell I'm getting sick? Okay, so Google Plus. Google Plus is like, okay, that's basically what I want to say here. It's less cat pictures than Facebook, more current events, technology, science, politics, and striking images. So the bar is kind of raised for Google Plus. They're not as easy to market to, but I would say that there's less spam probably on Google Plus. So, and there's less effective marketing on Google Plus. So if you can master Google Plus, you can market really effectively because there's just less decent competition than on Facebook. There's less Google Plus masters than Facebook masters. So the focus is on joining conversations to connect with people. And you want to try to keep it local because, you can market to people that are across the world, and you can get them to sign up to your business opportunity also. But I think keeping it local just keeps it more sane, because otherwise you just end up in conversations with just random people. So, okay, and you can use hashtags here too. So definitely look up your local hashtags and see what's trending, and join those conversations. Oh, and local groups. Anyways, let's move on. LinkedIn. Okay, so LinkedIn to me is a very grown-up social media place. So your marketing approach has to be a little bit more grown up and a little bit more sophisticated. The number one thing is that you want to have everything filled out. No, seriously. See, it says it on the screen. No, seriously, you have to fill the whole thing out, so that people that are searching for people like you to connect with can find you. And that people, that you might already know and you're not connected with can find you also. So include your links, which means your website link, your social media profile links. I think you can have up to 3 clickable URLs, and you can put the rest of them in there. They just won't be clickable. And you're going to want to add a video if possible to stand out, because a lot of people don't take advantage of that. And then answer questions. There's a section on LinkedIn where you can answer questions as an expert in your field. And so that's a really good way to just show your expertise and establish yourself as an authority. It's also a good way to get recommendations from other people. And you can also join LinkedIn groups where you can have conversations, and they can be local groups or industry-specific groups, and you're just talking to like-minded people, which is the best way to market. Let's move on. Oh, and then of course recommend others and ask others to recommend you. People are scared to ask. You should just ask. Be like, hey, will you give me a recommendation? Call to action. Let's go. Moving on, and this is my favorite. This is Instagram, and Instagram is so awesome. It really is. People have really great results from Instagram. It's not my platform that I would choose, but that's a personal thing, and just so but what I do know about Instagram is that there's tons of Instagram training out there, and people that are just really killing it. So definitely, if you're into it, then definitely go for it. So here's what I learned: post often, follow often. Don't be a spammer, because you're just going to get shamed. Be genuine and have something to contribute. So don't be the guy that's like posting like the really fuzzy selfies. Keep it classy. Use hot hashtags whenever you can, and you can look those up to see what's trending, and you can tag your photos with the hot ones, and then learn to link images effectively so you'll be able to again link back to your funnel. And I think, guys, that I'm going to stop it right there. I'm stopping again, and I don't know if I'm going to do another video right now. I might wait till tomorrow because I'm just kind of worn out. So I will decide, I guess, after I shut this down for right now. Let's see.